One of the things I'm most amazed by at the moment is how the ideas and issues that we're talking about every week here on the Rubin Report are relevant not just in America, but all over the world. The amount of email I'm getting from you guys across the globe, whether it's Sweden, Australia, Brazil, Hungary, or Japan, is actually staggering. It really seems to me that there has been a real awakening as to what being a free human being is all about.
Can we fucking do this?
Joining me today is a Christian conservative, theologian, and a former, albeit brief, strategist to President Trump, Creationist Cat.
Well, I really want to thank you for having me on the show, Dave. I think this is just a huge win in the battle of ideas and stuff.
Yeah, because I view this whole instance as a massive win for the free speech anti-regressive movement.
Oh, is that what this is? Okay. Fuck, shit, piss, you might want to bleep that last one. I personally have never said that in one of my videos. But Dave, I'm really looking forward to saying a whole bunch of truly horrible and factually inaccurate crap that you won't even remotely challenge me on. But what do you want to talk about first?
You're not going to believe this, but we have to talk about the regressive left today.
Oh, wow, you mean the SJW libtard cucks? Is that what you're talking about?
Whatever name you use for this well-meaning yet painfully misguided set of ideas is largely irrelevant.
I agree, Dave. As long as we're misrepresenting their ideas and just kind of crapping all over them in general, that's the important part to me. But I'm curious, Dave, what's the most balls-out, insane thing that you could make up about the left off the top of your head that has no grounding in reality whatsoever?
The media, and especially the leftist media, hates games now, or hates gamers. They don't like people who solve problems. Is this a bridge too far, or am I onto something?
Oh, you're on to absolutely nothing. But it's very creative, totally batshit crazy, and I think a certain portion of your audience is going to love it.
I think there's something there. Gamers want to get shit done. That's not what the left likes. So they have to not like games. I think there's something really there.
You know, come to think of it, I don't think I've met one regressive libtard cock that likes to play Candyland. And you know what? I'll bet you like 50 bucks that this guy shredding Rubik's Cubes is a huge birdie bro.
So where do you actually consider yourself politically? I think I have a good sense, and one of the things we've been talking about here is sort of this new growing center.
Well, until recently, Dave, I thought of myself as a Fred Phelpsian Republican. But you know what? Lately, I've seen how you've welcomed right-wing wackos like Mike Cernovich, Paul Joseph Watson, Stefan Molyneux, and Glenn Beck into what you call the new center. And you know what? I think I'm willing to be a part of it, because I gotta hand it to you. It's an ingenious way to kick the Overton window to the right and just practically obliterate the thing. I mean, that just fucks everybody's equilibrium when it comes to determining what the hell the right and the left is supposed to be, which is really great for the right, because that just pushes everything our way when people like that are seen as centrists. In fact, I think we should propose more inductees. Richard Spencer, perhaps. Benito Mussolini. Zog of Albania, perhaps. Emperor Palpatine would be great. Maybe Thanos. But you're not part of the new center, Dave, right? I mean, you're like not regressive lefty.
One criticism that I hear occasionally is that I'm actually not a real liberal and I'm secretly a conservative.
Oh, come on, Dave. You're about as conservative as my butt is a microwave.
Or sometimes they'll say I'm the only thing worse than a conservative, a dreaded right-winger.
Oh, come on. These people must be addicted to crack, crocodile bath salts, and angel dust, Dave. Because it's not like you've ever said anything like this.
So, as I told you before we started, and I hinted at here, so I came from the progressive world. I now view being progressive basically as a mental disorder or something. But I consider myself classic liberal, which really is conservative in a lot of respects.
It's libertarian, essentially.
Yeah, it's technically defined as conservative or libertarian. So I'm somewhere in there.
Oh. You did say something like that. My bad. But once again, Roopster, I gotta hand it to you. You are doing such a great job at confusing a generation about what the fuck it is to be liberal. But wait a second, you know, I'm pretty sure I heard somewhere that you believe in single-payer healthcare.
My basic idea around healthcare is that I think it should be single-payer, meaning that it should be private insurance companies, and the government should sort of be facilitating the exchange around.
That's interesting, but that's not single-payer healthcare at all. Wow, you don't even know what it is, do you? I guess that explains all these hilarious tweets where you act like people who want healthcare are leeches on society. But hey, let's talk about the Trumpster. Now, of course, as the former Secretary of Jesus, I think he's doing a pretty sweet job. But what do you think, Hope Slice?
As I said in my direct message right after the election, I'll be the first to hold Trump's feet to the fire once he's in office.
Right, but he's been in office for a little while now, and, well, he's done a couple things wrong you could have talked about.
While I still focus a lot on the left on all this stuff, it's because all of the mainstream everything is all being controlled by this horrific ideology. And people are like, no, you have to attack Trump. And it's like, wait a minute, we finally got a little win here in the war. And it's like, you don't just get a little pinprick and then run away and do something else. You got to keep going. So
I guess basically what you meant when you said that you were going to hold his feet to the fire was that you were going to give him a nice little foot massage by the fireplace. Oh, that's really sweet of you.
But what I think that is better than anything else is that he's taken the chessboard and thrown it up, that everything is such a mess right now that there is a new enthusiasm. And I think that's far more valuable in many ways than this policy or that policy or anything else.
Oh, yeah, totally. Who needs things like the replacement for the Affordable Health Care Act Trump promised when he could smash it to pieces by adding the removal of the individual mandate into the tax cuts he provided that will actually increase the tax burden on the lower and middle class eventually and inevitably lead to the pilfering of other vital programs like Social Security, SNAP, and Medicare. And we can all watch helplessly as hundreds of thousands can no longer meet their medical needs and die a slow, agonizing death. You know, that is so much more exciting and generates so much more enthusiasm than this policy or that one. I mean, come on.
Yeah, so that center.
I guess so. Hey, let's talk about comedy. Now, you're known for saying that the left is killing comedy. Where would you say all the funny stuff is coming from these days?
Look, I am not for white supremacy or neo-Nazism, but the alt-right as a fun, mock the power thing is amazing, actually. That doesn't mean I'm a Nazi.
Ah, yes. Hitler Pepes and caricatures of deformed immigrant children are definitely this generation's Monty Python. Well, Rubin, I don't know about you, but I feel like I just went shopping in the marketplace of ideas and got some really nifty deals. And speaking of nifty deals, make sure and check out that Christ box for links to awesome CC merch, our freaking Patreon, which is a great way to support these videos, by the way, our Bandcamp featuring hot CC hits, PayPal links for one-time donations, social media links, what else is there? I don't know, a leprechaun vagina, possibly, and oh yeah, don't forget to smash that like button. No, not Rubin's beautiful face. He was gracious enough to invite me on the show. What's wrong with you, man? You always this violent? Smash the like button. You weren't supposed to do that either. Wow, our faces are all better. Huge win for the marketplace of our faces. Sure, that's all I could come up with on short notice, people. But thanks, Jesus. Hey, it's still no big deal. All right, well, until next time, Shadowbites, this is the Lord's chosen classical creationist CC here, and see you next time, or you'll totally burn in hell. Something like that. Jesus!